What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the third album by Canadian rock band Sum 41. Based on this particular product is called Chuck, and it came out in the fall of 2004. Now within pitch about it here, this is a good blistering follow-up to a series of Sum 41 reviews I've done in the past within these pitches. Excellent type fairs. Get back to this band within these aspects here. It's been a little bit within the last type fair. The last time I reviewed them, which I do need to start catching up with them more within these pitches, but last time I touched base with Sum 41 was in the fall of 2023 when I reviewed their 2002 album, Does This Look Infected? As far as these fairs going to have an excellent type pitches. But particularly now, I've reviewed every early 2000s Sum 41 album within these pitches. Half Hour Power, All Killer, No Filler. Half Hour Power, All Killer, No Filler, Does This Look Infected, and now Chuck within these pitches. So good, excellent products. I want to say I have reviewed another particular Sum 41 album from I think like 2016 fairs like that. So it's within these pitches, excellent products to kind of get to here. Some of those type products amongst them. But yeah, this is a request review by Larry the Batman fan as far as these pitches album. I want to get to some of these type deals within the blistering type product of a pitch like that. It's another classic here for Sum 41 pitch like that. Now within the varieties, things were a little bit different back in 2023 within these pitches. I have a lot more, I definitely have a more thorough appreciation with music type fair compared to the pitch of how things were 2.5 years ago. Pitch like that was within the varieties as far as saying some of these type aspects. Particularly nowadays, I'd probably give Does This Look Infected from 2002 a lot higher score pitches like that. But within the variety, from what I remember, I have not purchased Does This Look Infected from 2002 just yet. I need to get around to purchasing that one, but I do own All Killer No Filler by Sum 41 with these pitches from 2001. Compared to that particular album from 2001, this particular album is a lot swirling of like a different torrent of things as far as these first albums within the pitch. When you compare like the singles off of You compare the singles off of All Killer, No Filler, which kind of mildly felt like a new metal type album, kind of in a punk type sense, with songs like Fat Lip and In Too Deep and Motivation, songs that pitches is within aspects as far as in that particular fair. It's just a lot more sunshiny, kind of summer and beach slick pitches like that. Sunset Varieties is poolside type fair and just swim trunks and wife beaters pitch like that. Sunset Varieties is getting some shine. This particular album has some good skate park type fair about it amongst some of these type phrases, some tear up. It has like traces of System of a Down in here pitches like that. Sunset Fairs that reminds of like songs like Chop Suey and Deer Dance pitches like that. Has the snack run songs on here, some of these type pitches as far as paying attention towards, just some good type products as far as getting towards. Seems with a frog, but it just does it in a more darker kind of swirl thing as far as these pitches can happen. It's not so much jaded, but it's just kind of pitch it just kind of like a brood type aspect. So it's just interesting within those pitches, like a punk type album. It's usually punk type albums within a pitch. When punk gets too moody, it kind of becomes emo within these aspects, but it's kind of within the fair as far as saying that this is kind of within the aspect of kind of being like kind of more of like a tugging kind of punk type album within these aspects. It kind of gives me similarities in between like vibes of System of a Down and traces like Stone Sour, some type pitches, with also like aspects of Blink 182 in here as well within some stuff pitches, because they were starting to get quiet around that particular. Blink 182 was starting to get quiet around this particular time in like the fall of 2004, early 2005 pitches like that. Was within the varieties for saying paying attention to some of these type aspects here. It's a blistering typeness. This album did pretty solidly enough on like the rock metal charts as far as these first going to have, and just paying attention to like the alt charts, some of these type aspects. At least the first two singles did solidly enough for both like top 10 singles on the alternative rock charts. So it's kind of within those pitches as far as saying paying attention to some good type varieties. So yeah, there's this kind of aspect as far as saying it's just particularly. From what I remember of Does This Look Infected, that was kind of a darker type sway of things as well within those pitches that didn't have as much sunset type lick type ness, but that was kind of the fair as far as saying just the product of this. Maybe it was more nighttime type songs within those pitches for us like the varieties for us those pitching album, but definitely within the fair of this album within these aspects for us like the tone behind it kind of happens with it. I would say it doesn't have any. This is a pretty scattered type album within the pitch. It just like the goings on pitch like that, so it's not. There's some varieties are kind of out in the fray pitches like that, skate park type varieties, and like some good type varieties out amongst the fray pitches like that. Some parkside type fair for like spliffs and pitches like that within the legality of it. Some skate parks to kind of get to some type varieties. Some car side type spliffs on top of that as well. Just pizza in places within the aspect of just not within the normal type variety. Not to say it's full blown like that, but it's kind of pitch it just bringing kind of like insatiable grub along with you within some type pitches. This kind of fair as far as in the snack type fair, there's a good amount of grub on this particular product, which is excellent type pitches, just to have some of these type aspects getting like the tasty kind of Doritos and white cheddar Cheez-Its, some type fairs within the aspects as far as like the varieties of this getting towards. Good nice album to have the munchies and pitch like that. So this guy has the variety of this. It's more of a smoke-centric type album than a drink-centric type album, so it's kind of pitched as far as saying just the aspect as far as paying attention to some of these summer-side type genres. So it has like the aspect of being like a summer type album, but it's just kind of in a more kind of haunt type aspect, so just kind of pitch and just paying attention. Feels definitely within the pitch, and just saying like a swirled kind of aspect of probably between August and November pitch like that, depending on how warm the November is within Sunset Ferris, but just kind of pitch as far as saying it's the same sort of healthy kind of time waste that some 41 had previously, but it's just a little bit moodier within these aspects, which is just kind of aspects as far as saying just some good type varieties of just kind of being on the same type tip within a relative type aspect of Green Day, kind of with American Idiot and some stuff Ferris and Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance, pitch like that. And once again, this is not as full blown emo, but it's kind of a cousin of it. It's kind of, it seems like it's within the same type branch, kind of within pitch. In certain traces, it has the same sort of punk aesthetic towards it, like when you think of Good Charlotte and Blink-182, it's just kind of pitch as far as saying it's within the aspect that just kind of punk emo within this pitch, just to say like that. But this the aspect. Good type right. So 3 singles on this album, pitches like that. Like I said, the first 2 of these charted pretty solidly enough on the alt rock charts, so paying attention towards it here. But there's 14 songs nowadays. So within these pitches, there's a new bonus song. There's an expanded edition song that's on the Spotify edition, which is called Nuts, as far as these first albums. So within the pitch first, I'm going to talk about that song as well, but I recommend all 14 songs of this album pitches like that. But Where All the Blame's the lead single. This song has like Hella Gnarl and System of a Down, kind of Deer Dance type vibes about it, pitches like that. Definitely some hella good type tear-up pitches like that. Definitely like Deer Dance, Chop Suey, some of these type ones. Question, some of these type varieties. Now, Question wasn't out just yet within those type varieties amongst like the particular fair of like System of a Down getting ready to drop Hypnotize and Mesmerize pitches like that. But it's within varieties for us. And just some of those headbang type ones that you would get definitely within the variety. The System of a Down at their most spastic, but it's kind of within various for saying just the homebound kind of crunk to get to, so just with an aspect that same sort of vibe with just the tear kind of going, just headbang at the house pitches like that, so instead of various with an aspect, just yeah, definitely getting crunk, so instead of Ferris, get some Bacardi in your system within the varieties behind it. Good hangout type noise. So it's just good to get like an offshoot in some of those type aspects, like the blistering type energy that System of a Down harnessed pretty excellently within the early 2000s. Definitely has some pizza going, pitch like that cheesy ass Domino's pizza, some of these type Ferris, just real tasty delights pitches like that. Nice good tear up single to definitely get to here just for some house party carnage pitch like that. Pieces is a hitting type one. This is the most popular song off the album according to Spotify. This is a gold certified single by the RIAA, pitches like that. The hit song Pieces like a good Papa Roach, kind of Scars and Stone Sour kind of Bother type vibes, both those early 2000s kind of bangers pitch like that. Just the post-grunge kind of glare about it. Just have Doritos nearby, Sons of Bassix, just Phillies, good pitch like that to get smoked up to, pitch like that, Sons of Ferris. Just to miss the pitch, the Swishers are getting tiresome, pick up some Phillies as well, pitch like that. So aspects for us, same, but just that same sort of blurred kind of whale aspect about it, like Papa Roach with Scars, that was kind of a hit song around that time, and Stone Sour with like the Bother type vibes, like the Spider-Man soundtrack type days, pitch like that, Sons of Ferris amongst it's kind of that same. Not so much as full-blown Overcast, but just kind of that post-grunge type glare. There's some aspects about this album that have like varieties of bringing back some of those type fairs of folks like Marcy Playground and Tonic, some of those type folks from late 90s type fair. It kind of is this is alternative metal, but it has traces of alt rock in here, kind of in a punk type sense. So it's just good, nice pitch, getting like some punk type fair with like Derek Whibley and folks like that. As far as these folks having to miss like the pitch, as far as paying attention towards. I forget what I was talking about within those pitches, but Derek Whibley within like the aspects like the hit type appeal pitches like that, some type varieties amongst it. Oh yeah, just talking about like the alt rock type flair, some of those type aspects within tone as far as those pitches can happen just within the varieties as far as saying. It's kind of punk music in like 97, 96 type fashion, good pitches like that. Some say it's a hitting type. Now, some say the third single didn't really chart that heavily, pitched like that, but still a nice one within these aspects, like a typical kind of dope punk, kind of sunset whale to kind of get here, pitched like that. Just Blink-182 type vibes, just in a calmer type sense. Simple kind of Fritos run here, pitched like that. Just basic kind of gal favorite sunset pitch. So just basic get up sunset pitches, just pick up like some snack cakes, pitched like that. Sunset fries are just coming through sunset aspects. Not so much come through as if it's like, not so much come through as if it has to feel like a journey and like some sort of adventure movie pitch like that, but just kind of fair as far as saying this the product of this, picking up some snack cakes, fairs like that, getting some puppy chow, some Sebastian Tonga pitch like that, dismiss the fair, hop bop type fair within some type pitches, just pick up some Fritos aspects like that amongst the extra type varieties, but it's good punk type tune within pitches, but just a lot kind of more sedate and fairs like that, just kind of within pitch, and just the variety of just like a lot more just steadfast type aspect of the way Blink-182 it has some of these type ones, not quite as moody as full bound as like Adam's song, not quite as like Not quite as offset as that particular one, but just within the pitch, just like that dredge type factor, just a sun period to kind of get within sunset tones, just within the punk type senses. The fair is something that you'd listen to with punk type varieties, just in a steadfast type tone for something 445. 4:45, 5:45 p.m. pitch like that. It's like day one downs pitch like that, sunset varieties, but just good romp fairs like that. That's the fair amongst the sounds and that pitches within it. So yeah, this whole album, including the new song Notes within these pitches, the one that's on the Japanese edition and international edition, is pretty excellent within these products. A good type fairs, all 14, 10 out of 10. So intro is a nice one. This doesn't have any vocals on here, but it's good type pitch. It's like a solid kind of syrupy Portuguese and Fritos kind of chow down to get here pitch like that. It's pleasant but kind of dark, laxing as far as these fairs can go. So this one, the pitch has like some alt type vibes about it within some type aspects, definitely similar to Marcy Playground, some of those type folks in the aspect, but it's just the aspects as far as saying some good solid kind of kickback and pitches like that. I'm Not the One is the nice one with these aspects as well as like a sunset haze and routine kind of blah to get to here. Some nice type aspects. This Tibble kind of romp, I'd say, in snack run, good type vibes amongst it. This Rage Against the Machine type, weekday type fair pitch like that. So some of these type ones, Papa Roach kind of had vibes similar to Rage Against the Machine in certain type senses, especially on like the Infest type album. It's kind of pitched for us in one of those type ones that just feels like soapbox kind of with an aspect as far as talking towards you, pitch like that. Not so much this full bound say talking at you, but talking towards you within some type pitch. Just something that feels more of like shit to say, some type aspect. So it's kind of pitches. Another one that's kind of on here that does that as well. I forget which full bound type one it is, but there's at least a couple songs that are kind of like I'm Not the One and pitches like that. So those type of appeals. So it's just good, nice pitches. Kind of have like some shit to say within these aspects, just within those varieties, are bringing back some of those type vibes as well. Good excellent pitches. The bitter end is a hit type one within these aspects as well as like a boisterous kind of rec room and weight room type tear up to get. So just lift a few dumbbells, some type aspects with pals, some type pitches amongst it is good. Good nice gym fit and just nonsense type noise. PS2 on, some type fairs amongst it. Have like some great sweets going, great switch to sweet, some type fairs get tore up to just bullshit type song within these pitches. Not say bullshit in terms of quality, but just party and bullshit, some type fairs just amongst the nonsense, just letting off steam, some type aspects of tone. Hella Ruffles and Pringles kind of go and pitches some of these type aspects within it. Get a nice pair of just jargon and some of those type fairs amongst it. 88 is a hit type ones, like a miss, like some moody kind of Portuguese and long day type memes, I'd say aspects like that, some stuff fairs. So just kind of with your pals, pitches like that, just need to like take the edge off fairs like that, just kind of helping a pal have like some good nice quote or something like that to kind of get towards just Adam Sandler needed here, pitch like that. What I mean within those fairs, just kind of that particular variety. Adam Sandler just having like the tone of getting the vibe right as far as these pitch can have them just the right, having some of those come correct type means kind of get towards within like the pitch of just easing like the gripe and the bullshit as far as those pitches can have them. Not to say full bound like that depends heavily to that extent on Adam Sandler, but just pitch some of those surprise way Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, David Spade, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, some of these people have those abilities, but just pitch like that. Some of the stuff fairs just amongst it, just take the edge off fairs like that with pals. Some stuff pitch at the beginning of the song. Later on, it kind of switches to like a stock. Switches like a stock kind of Sum 41 within those pitches back in like the early 2000s type days. Definitely like vibes of like In Too Deep, some of those type ones in the pitch, and Fat Lips, some of those type ordeals. It just like a more paced kind of calmer song and pitches like that. Sounds good type varieties. Slipping Away is a hit type one within these aspects, like a good throwback to late 90s kind of alt rock kind of dredge here. Definitely have like some McDoubles in the whip, pitches like that, get some spliffs going with pals, some stuff aspects. You've got some buddies long for ride pitch like that. It's kind of some grizzled kind of haziness. So this is kind of moodier type one within these pitches, just a little bit more chip on your shoulder. Not so much jaded, but just kind of pitch, just like BS type air pitch like that. Just the standard gripe pitches like that. Just some of that kind of harrow within the onset of just differential type vibes from the usual kind of pluckiness that Sum 41 has pitched like that. So this, yeah, some of these type fairs, this being a darker type album, songs like The Bitter End, Slipping Away, Pieces to a certain extent, some say some of these type ones pitches like that. No Reason's a good song off this album as well, good pitch like that. It's like a good punk kind of feeling froggy, kind of get towards some step out here pitch like that. So this is within the variety of like the same, this is within the variety of pitches like We're All to Blame, but just more going venue bound pitch like that. Definitely a good nice one to chirp folks, some of these type of ordeals, get a hot pocket on the go, some of these type pitch as far as these supposed to have them get like a pepperoni or sausage type one. Pitch like that, sounds like fairs just hit up like a skate park, some of these type venue and collect type place, kind of get like some steam let off as far as these pitch comes. This missed aspect getting past the blase. Good type pitch to get crunk to some of those type fairs, but definitely some good blistering kind of skate park type vibes. It's another good spot to kind of kick back to within pitches like that. Like the bar hops and the venue clubs are kind of getting tiresome pitches like that. Now, I question within the variety. Obviously, you have folks like Tony Hawk still skating pitches like that. Some of those type folks, other Bob Burnquist, I'm not as full bunch here. Bob Burnquist was a skater or BMX within pitch league, I forget. But either way, I mean, Skatepark does kind of have bikes as well, pitch like that. But just some of those surprises, taking back those throwback type vibes, this pitches kind of hitting up like a good old fashioned skate park. Some stuff deals get crunks and stuff. Aspects, folks like Bam Margera pitches like that. Some of those aspects, extra type spot to kind of collect at. Extra hit spot to kind of collect at. Some of those type fares. There's no solutions to hitting type ones like a woozy and glared kind of sunset drift you can get to here. Just trapped in Papa Roach type stretch. Some of those type fares amongst it. Just kind of some music to get to in like a punk type sheen. The drama type factor has a good edge type factor about this song as far as these pitch down, but it is kind of a stretch type tune, just kind of some sunset here that just feels a little bit more ambitious pitches like that, but just some good type music that just kind of has boredom amongst it, just want to get some spices going, pick up like a box of Coors, some stuff bastards get towards the crunk type factor, Chirpa Diva, some of these type products just get towards the house party type appeal. Get towards the crunk type appeal pitch like that. I don't think I'll talk about Angels with Dirty Faces yet. This is the hit type one as well. It's like a good front yard and neighborhood kind of turn up to get to. Just things on blast pitches like that. Sunset Surprise just really get the loud pack going past the Cool Ranch Doritos. Sunset Bastards in the pitch. Angels with Dirty Faces, some good X and loud pack to get to pitches like that amongst some stuff fairs. Just kind of the aspect of getting the turn up kind of going, some stuff fairs amongst the fair, but just kind of this is more street light type noise pitch like that. Just amongst the curb type fair, just more within not. More or less within the product of front yard type fare, kind of the way you'd get some of those type junts within mixtape type varieties as far as just like red cups kind of passed around. That's not within the full bound. I'd probably say more or less this would be a good nice red cup type fare to kind of have like some Bacardi round pitch like that. Just good couple mixed drinks within those cups pitches like that. Some surprise, but it's not as much full bound designated to like the full bound pitch to say that particular carnage was within pitch as far as saying some degree of like social, some degree of congregating frat. Some degree of congregating frats kind of happening within those pitches, especially with an outdoor type fair, just neighborhood bound, just good loud packs. More folks start to show up. Welcome to Hell's the hitting type ones like a riding hit song. Welcome to Hell's like a riding around and random and throwing kind of joyride nonsense to get to here. Pitch like that. Just some car pizza kind of have along for the way. Pitch like that. Just some good glee factor. Pitch like that. So it's just kind of variety. It's random donuts and whip and just standard fares like some joyriding. Pitch like that. So it's just some of those type products that just kind of nonsense type. Good accent kind of listless gallivant as far as this pitch. I'm just crunk to the. Some crunk cranked up to 10, 11 with the excellent aspects of it as far as those pitches. Some blistering type pitches there, just a good time waste type one, just good galvan like I was saying, pitch like that, some type. Some of that banging type fury pitches like that. Notes is a hitting type one. I think this last one I haven't talked about on here, pitches like that. Notes is like a solid kind of Blink 182, kind of all the small things type romp to get here. It's darker. This particular one is darker than that particular tune. Just more edge factor about it. Just kind of around the BS and some crap days kind of deal with pitches like. It's kind of with an aspect of around a BS and some crap days, kind of with an aspect like the relative recents within those pitches, but just some come through type vibes for bells in mind pitches like that, is keeping the straightening of it going, not letting bad days kind of interfere with like the concept of this being, keeping it 100 and keeping it straightened with like keeping it 100 and keeping it straightened with dames in mind pitches like that. Sunset Rise amongst us is kind of the fair. Good excellent throwback type late 90s type punk pitches like that. Sunset Fairs is traditional kind of Enema of the State type vibes pitches like that. Sunset hit varieties. I think there is actually one more type tune I haven't talked about on here within these pitches, and that's Open Your Eyes as far as these pitches go. Open Your Eyes like a good later day kind of break free and punk blase to get with grip as far as these pitches can go. Just need a split, I'd say. Some of these type products here, just some gal chat to kind of get to. So talk with the gal on the phone, get straight in some of these type pitches, just clear your head as far as these tasks are going to happen. It's kind of tone as far as pay. It's kind of the aspect of like a good release and relief. It's kind of the aspect like a good release and relief as far as these pitches go. Just excellent kind of break free within a punk type sense. Those type price that just like that particular fair, just something to listen to past 5 o'clock p.m. and like an emo and punk type sense pitch like that. It's very similar to songs like Helena by My Chemical Romance. Some stuff there is that same sort of drear factor. It's kind of overcast type dredge pitches like that, but it's just good excellent varieties. Hit up McAllister, some stuff places, get some wings in your system, some excellent type products on top of that, but it's kind of the fair. It's definitely within those varieties. It's more of a sober type song within the pitch of it being more commerce bound pitches like that, but definitely within need of saying probably do need to smoke soon. Some of those stuff pitches, get a gal on the phone, some of those stuff pitches just to clear your head. Some of those stuff asks from the pitch for those pairs going to go, but just the excellent variety. Solitary combo pitch like that, but just the aspects for saying paying attention towards it here. So 10 out of 10 album within these aspects is paying attention towards it. This would say social score is going to get a 10 out of 10 as well. Now within the pitch, 2 banging type singles at least within these appeals that chart pretty well, and like the alt rock charts, some of these type varieties, it's the same sort of aspect. Particularly Sum 41 had numerous type hits within these aspects up to this point, including their album from the year 2000 or the EP from the year 2000. So they're a pretty good string of these throughout the early 2000s pitches like that. It's kind of the fair as far as saying. Just the aspect, I like the more dark type sheen amongst this album, pitches like that, some of these neighborhood type crawls, the joyride type songs, the pizza songs, some of these type aspects, some of these type vibes, the System of a Down, My Chemical Romance, some of these type fares on top of that, a little bit of Papa Roach in here, some of these type pitches amongst that. It's not as much full bound amidst like the makeshift within those pitches. It kind of concentrates more on like the aspect of like once the product is kind of just the after effect of the next steps in terms of like the product and keeping like the spices of it going, just kind of getting towards the fair. Some places to cool off and get past like the moody type factors. This kind of the product more personable type dredge what I noticed compared to 2001 and possibly 2002. From I think 2002 is the same type of varieties, but this has more kind of within the emo type sense of the brew type factor being just kind of like a darker type variation atom of the state pitch like that. So the same sort of vibes as that. Just there's really not as much sprightly kind of frolic on here as far as these pitch counts. It's just within pitch for saying songs like Motivation, songs like In Too Deep, songs like Particular Fat Lip, just that sort of aspect like the balminess, not as much as full bound, but it is the pitch as far as saying the product like the factor on here does have there's some good tear up on here since their product's just getting towards it. Couple occasional type tunes, flexing Bacardi runs, pitches like that, since that fair's just getting a little bit crunk street yard type noise, street light and street yard type noise, some of these type aspects with kind of pitch as far as saying. This has a more shrill type factor, which is interesting aspects because you wouldn't think that that particular vibe would come from some 41 as far as this pitch counts. It's an interesting type sheen. Just them going with like a more kind of some Nola and serious type fare within pitch like that. But it's this kind of variety as far as saying, just get towards some of these type products. The pitch behind it is it's still a fun type album within these pitches. Just get some of these bells around some of these type pitches. Get the product like the Bay Fairs taking care of some of these type aspects on top of that. Hit up your pals, get to the skate park, get some of these interesting type conducts going. The joyride, some of these type products amongst it. This kind of aspect, just the McDoubles kind of going. Some of these type fares and just the bills pay on top of that. Some of these type varieties just extra. Get some hitting memes kind of in there from Know Your Means. Some of these type pitches, those extra products that just staying. Having like the 401 factor of it down pretty well, and it's pretty sturdy within these pitches. Just the varieties first aim, it's just kind of aspect of this within relative type varieties, the personal type gripe pitch like that, but it's still pretty stationed once the pitch. It's still pretty stationed once you get the pitch of just the map house with the pitch like that. But it's the aspects of 10 social, I'd say, good type varieties amongst the aspects of like the scattering and pitches like that. Some of these type fairs for like the Gallivant. In terms of the future, like within the fair as far as these pitches can happen, I want to say within the most recent type fair for Sum 41, they dropped an album. Sum 41 dropped an album in the spring of 2024, so it's within pitches like that as far as these varieties can happen. I'm going to catch up with some further hit type varieties pitches like that. We're going to get some more of these as far as these aspects can happen. I do go way back with Sum 41 as far as these pitches can happen. This is an easy kind of classic here, pitches like that. Differential in certain senses, I was going to say within this review earlier within these pitches, but this kind of almost barely feels like Sum 41 from like the old days as far as this pitch can happen. It just feels like completely all killer, no filler. Compared to this album, it's like two different albums within these pitches. Just the aspect, and probably I would throw a half hour of power in there. It's been a little bit since I listened to that album as well. I reviewed that back in like 2022 or some of those type pitches, but I need to purchase half hour power and Does This Look Infected within these pitches. But I'd say all three of those albums from 2000, 2001, 2002, it just feels like a lot more light lick type frolic that just feels within a differential touch sheen. So it's just kind of pitch as far as paying attention, but some good blisteriness. They continue the trend of having more banging type ones. It's definite classics and good fares like that.